So, if you're curious about all these ads you might have been seeing for these websites where you can generate and auto post AI generated shorts, I've tested a few of them and I can show you which ones work, what to avoid, etc. This is a new phenomenon that's sort of taking over the internet to an extent, although most of the AI content you see is generated by VO3 or a lot of those Google things, you know, like the fun ones, the AI clapbacks, the stuff they're using to normalize racism and make it funny again for some reason. I don't know. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm actually talking about informative, interesting content, top 5 type stuff, listicles in video format, stories, that sort of thing. So it's AI voices, AI images, and you can write them yourself. So it's not the most effortful kind of content, but you know, you can write it or get AI to write it for you. But we're going to go over the 3 that I've tested, and also there'll be mention of a few other ones as well, and what to watch out for, what actually works, what's a waste of time, and what can get your channel demonetized if you're not careful. The first thing I'll say is if you're going to be auto posting AI content, for one thing, just don't do it on YouTube. Just don't bother. I mean, YouTube Shorts can be really lucrative. I mean, you can get a lot of views and you can qualify for monetization if you use the shorts to promote long form videos like this one. But if you're going to just be generating auto shorts like the ones I'm about to show you, those probably won't qualify for monetization, especially not if you haven't written them yourself. And frankly, they can't really tell whether or not you have actually done it. The demand for this kind of content is mostly because people don't want to have to work on this sort of stuff, or maybe what their business is isn't really focused on the content creation side of things. Personally, I make content and I like making short videos. I do them a lot myself, and I do use AI assistants to make a lot of shorts, but I don't necessarily post a lot of the automatic kind of shorts at the moment. I do on one channel, on one page, and they do seem to get engagement, which is good, but it's still learning. But I've used them enough so far to know what works and what doesn't, so I wanted to share that with you. I mean, I'm trained as an editor as well, but it's still really time consuming, and just because you're good at something doesn't mean that you should necessarily keep doing it. I find it really draining to be constantly sitting at a computer constantly. It took a lot for me to even sit here and start talking to a microphone. I don't usually make videos like this. I don't. I usually just... God, what do I usually do? I'm usually sitting in my bed over there. I do a lot of video production on my phone, actually, so at least there's that. So it seems like to grow on social media these days, the strategy is AI automation. But a lot of people are confused about what that means. I also saw another creator who appears to be very successful, had a big following, a lot of engagement, and he seems to be something of a guru, but he seemed polite enough. And he was saying how YouTube automation is not about just getting AI to do everything for you. When they talk about YouTube automation, they're not talking about subscribing to AutoShorts just to, you know, grow your channel to 10 million views within 6 months, because that just won't happen. And what YouTube automation was, in his perspective, was automating the process of hiring people to produce content for you. So producing shorts, producing long form content, and doing it for you. And these are freelancers that you could hire through services like Fiverr or Upwork. But that being said, there is a really good use case for the automatic shorts. So things like ShortsPro and AutoShorts, they do produce good content. You just have to know how to use it. And it's the same with any kind of AI program you use these days. It's not about what it does. It's about how you use it. I'll get into the first one that I want to talk about, which is InVideo. So this was the first one that I used. It was good for a little bit, and I think what's really good about this one is that it actually, you get the most use out of it for free, but you get the stock image watermark on every video, so it's kind of lame. But what it was really good for was actually producing long-form content, generative AI, or using stock images, which I use anyway if I'm manually editing. I use images from Pixels.
Nothing beats financial freedom. And right now you can take your first steps for free with Wealth Foresight. We've got tons of free info, affordable guides, and smart tools to help you save money, build passive income, and even start your own online business.
Okay, so that is an example. I have not used that, but again, it was free for me to make it, so I was really just testing the service. Also, I'm pretty sure that's plagiarizing the Jet 2 commercial, and also, just funnily enough, when I was playing that, it didn't actually...
You can take your first steps for free with Wealth Foresight.
Hardware acceleration is disabled. right now, and that was because I was having issues. So basically, that'll be why it's not actually showing the preview in the browser. What I could do is actually show you the video on maybe, yeah, we'll try that. Okay. A whole lot of shit that I don't need to see. Seriously, what the fuck? I'm a creator, not a consumer. So here is a video that I made for Wealth Foresight, which is one of my other projects. Here's an example of the videos that I've made with InVideo.
Isn't AI great? It's nice to think that the reason a lot of us didn't go to college was because, on some level, we knew that some nerds who already went there would create all these amazing AI models to do so much work for us. Now, with all these robots that can work for us and make money for us, no one will have to worry about getting a degree just to get a good job with benefits and good pay. People will have to pursue things because they actually like doing them. Is that exciting or scary to you? Have you been wasting too much time chasing paper to get a personality? Let me know in the comments. It's nice to think that the—
Shut up. Okay, I mean, that's an example of an InVideo video, which I wrote myself, so you can always customize the scripts. You can just go in when you actually go to make a video, you can just type it in. There's also an AI twin function. I haven't used that because that's creepy. But if you go create a short video and then you type in your topic, it will write it for you. Or alternatively, you can copy and paste your entire script in there. And initially, you'll get videos with a watermark. Or if you pay for the Pro plan, which at the moment is $35 a month, but it uses a credit system. 10 credits. I don't know how much you get with 10 credits anymore. I can't remember because it's been a while since I used it. I couldn't tell you whether that's in New Zealand dollars or US dollars. I think it's US. And I think it's more expensive than it used to be because they include more features, such as generative AI and all that. But I wouldn't pay for that at the moment because Grok Imagine does a lot of that sort of thing for free. And each clip is only about 6 seconds at a time. So it takes a little more effort. But if you've got the budget for this, but you don't want to keep on like having to edit yourself, then InVideo can be a good way to do it. But you do have to manually go in and produce videos yourself to an extent. I mean, it is a few clicks and a few bit of typing, so it's not like actually editing a whole video yourself. But yeah, you do have to manually go in there. But InVideo, for what it is, it's really good. Last time I used it, I did not see an option to automatically post to social media either, which is annoying. The main thing is that you can... Oh, look, it's got me... That's not my birthday. You can use it and it does what it says it's going to do, and the content is pretty good quality for what it is. Next one, I'll just briefly talk about BigMotion. It has the same prices as AutoShorts from what I've just seen, and it more or less does the same thing. And apparently there is a content planner as well, so maybe I should have tried it because that's what I wanted ShortsPro to do, but it didn't do it. And you have no scheduled videos. You can schedule posts in the organic ads page. Ah, that's right. So apparently with BigMotion, you can schedule videos, but only if they're ads. And only if it's for a product that you've put in, which I think I put in my ebook, the Digital Escape Plan. So that was what it said it was gonna do. That's dumb. So I have used it a little bit, obviously. I've never paid for it is the main thing. So I can't really give you an authentic review or insights into what it's like to actually use it. However, I can talk to you about ShortsPro, which is one that I'm using at the moment. Already noticed several issues. So I'll go over the pros first. Pros are, the videos look pretty glossy. They're pretty decent. Also my audience for the account that I'm posting these videos to. I'll show you an example of one of the videos that is generated with ShortsPro.
Her answer?
Here we go.
Mariah Carey was recently asked about Charlie Kirk. Her answer? She didn't even know who he was. That sparked outrage online, with critics telling her to leave the US just for admitting it. Mariah's clapback was classic. I remember melodies, not mediocrity. And let's be real, this isn't the first time.
That was the Spilling Trends video about Mariah Carey's clapback about Charlie Kirk. Issue, of course, was that some of the images in here that came in. Obviously, that was supposed to be Mariah Carey. So the AI, if you're going to make videos about celebrities, it's not the best platform for that. But that's what the videos look like. Also, if you're auto posting with ShortsPro, it doesn't automatically add music. What I've used it for is to create the videos, download them, and then just upload them myself, because the auto function leaves a lot to be desired. It doesn't add the music automatically, and it also doesn't add the thumbnails itself. So I have to do that. I have to go into TikTok and do that myself. But it is well integrated with TikTok and also YouTube, but I wouldn't post to YouTube with it. So TikTok and Instagram. Another limitation with ShortsPro, in addition to not having the calendar work the way I wanted it to work, I was hoping that this calendar would be, you know, like a way to schedule content, you know, but you don't schedule it. It just shows you days where stuff's been posted, which is still useful, but it's just not what I expected. And I think it's one of those things Big Motion has, but this doesn't. And also you'll notice with the calendar here, every month starts on a Sunday, which is just one of those launch messy type things. Every entrepreneur will tell you, don't try to get your product perfect, just release it, you know, just put it out there and tweak it later. So clearly that's what's happening here. The only problem is that now that they've launched it with this dumb goof, is that with everything else that they need to fix, they're probably going to start every month on a Sunday. So for someone like me, I'm just like, okay, well, that's not accurate, but only the numbers matter anyway. It's just one of those things where I'm just like, God, really? On the plus side, I haven't found any spelling mistakes, so at least there's that. You know, there is a modicum of professionalism. There's not really any excuse to get things wrong when spelling with AI existing. I think if there's anything else wrong with ShortsPro, I will be reminded of it when I'm talking to you about AutoShorts, which is my favorite. I'm not using it currently because I'm committed to, I only pay for one of these services at a time. That's just a rule. And at the moment, I'm using ShortsPro because I wanted to test it out. I thought maybe its functionalities would be better than AutoShorts, but what has been proven is that AutoShorts is the best, if not one of the best, that I've ever used. You'll see here with the upcoming video, and this is actually a really good page to be on, because this is basically what happens. You create a series and you give it a prompt for every video. It also gives you a list of videos that you've made previously, or that have been automatically posted previously. And it also lets you download the videos, which I didn't actually think to do before. So see, again, so you can download the videos really easily, but everything you need to see is right here under the series. And so what I've done with this one is I wanted to try out what it was like just writing unsolved mysteries. The only thing that got to me about it was that every video starts with, imagine waking up, or imagine if you were in the, imagine, like that's how they all start, which is pretty lame. You can always tweak the prompt to not say that. I just hadn't done that. If I wasn't on the free version, I could go in and edit the prompt for my videos, see where it says edit the prompt, and it would generate videos. Also, every day, depending on how often you post them, this was a daily posting, but you can also go, if I go into the billing, these are all the plans. So starter is 3 times a week for $19, all in USD, $39 a month for once a day, and $69 a month for twice a day. This also, you can do more than one series at a time. So you can have more than one series on the same account, which I wouldn't recommend because otherwise you'd be posting too many videos. 2 series with different prompts so that you can be posting to different accounts. A limitation of ShortsPro is that you can only have one account for YouTube, one account for TikTok, and one account for Instagram. Whereas ShortsPro, you can add several different accounts. So if you've got different campaigns you're running, say if you're in different niches, if you have one for, like for me personally, I'm in personal finance, and then there's also another one that's about trendy news, and then I've got another one that's that was unsolved mysteries for a bit, and so on. And even then, you might even be inspired by one of the niche options they have in here. You know, if you wanted to create something, you might, there are different niche ideas within AutoShorts that you can choose from just to get started if you want, and then you can always tweak it. You can always go in before it's scheduled to post as well. I think as long as it's more than an hour before or after something's just been posted, you can always edit the title, the caption, and of course the voice script, and then quickly get it to generate it for you. And you can always preview it here before it gets posted just to make sure that it's up to your standards. And you can clone your voice. Now, I cloned my voice with ShortsPro, and it came through sounding weird and Irish, and I kind of sounded like a chick, which is like fine, but just not how I sound, at least it made me sound more feminine than I normally do. Whereas this didn't do that. This was actually quite accurate. It doesn't know how to do the New Zealand accent, but no AI does. So it made me sound Australian, but that was still a lot better than sounding like some weird Irish person. Also, another thing I wanted to shed light on, I just remembered. Another thing ShortsPro did that was really, really weird was, you know, I cloned my voice with ShortsPro. It only worked once, and every other time it's just put some other generic voice on there. So I just went to one of their default voices, which are good anyway, because they're American, and America is an audience you want to appeal to. So if they relate to it, then that's good. But with being myself, I'm not going to sit here and put one on for you. You can just forget it. But there was one video on ShortsPro that got generated where it put a really weird... You'll see what I mean.
Want to build wealth? The secret is often what you refuse to do. Saying no protects your time, energy, and money. No to toxic jobs that drain your soul. No to impulse buys that chip away at savings.
Do you see how awkward that is? Like how slow it goes? Like I thought the video was over and then there was a gap. But also that woman's voice as well, that accent is not... It just doesn't make sense. It's jarring, especially when every other voice has just been American or has been, well, at one point it was me, but it sounded really stupid. And I just don't even want to bore you with that. But this is something ShortsPro did. Like it changed the voice. It's not even that it's an Indian accent. It's just, I mean, certainly different from what was normally being produced. But also it just did that. Like I didn't opt for that voice. Like no other program that I've used has put in a random voice like that. And so this was just something that ShortsPro did. And as far as I can see, I'm not positive that I can produce another short video without getting charged another 10 credits. I'm pretty sure if I tried to make that same video again, because it doesn't give me an option to edit it, that I will just have to use more credits. So I don't really like that about it. But you can always try out ShortsPro if you really want to. The one that I would recommend and the one that I've had the best experience with has definitely been AutoShorts. The only thing that I don't like about AutoShorts is that if you want to edit it, you can't schedule anything. So you have to go in and edit it each day. So it's not completely passive. But the good thing is if you have a solid prompt, then you won't need to go in and edit it much. You just need to, from time to time, go in and check the kinds of videos that are posting because you'll likely get notifications for them anyway. I've found that with these automated videos with this format, as long as the content is good and it resonates with people, people do engage with it and people do appreciate it, regardless of it being AI, because it's still content, you know, it's still written, spoken, informative, educational, can be funny or mysterious or whatever. It's just a way to present information. Not much different from the way I'm presenting myself and this narrative right now. The only reason I'm doing it this way is because I felt like it. Oh, I'm doing it this way because it's YouTube, because that's another thing. YouTube doesn't like AI content. Like it really doesn't. I don't know. It's how they keep the community safe. I mean, I personally don't agree with that. I don't think that AI content is unsafe. I think certain people using AI are unsafe, but that's okay. I don't run the platform. I'm grateful for whatever I can contribute to the community. But AutoShorts is by far the best out of these. You can't schedule anything. You do have to go in and edit them from time to time, but that's it. Other than that, like the quality of the output is great. I'm very happy with it. And also you can always rely on it to have the volume right. The music is right. I still haven't actually shown you any of these videos, so I'll show you one now.
Imagine waking up to find your town blanketed in mysterious jelly-like blobs falling from the sky. That's what happened in Oakville, Washington in August 1994. Residents reported illness and strange symptoms after the fall, while samples revealed unusual cells, yet no one could identify their origin. Theories ranged from jellyfish remnants blasted by military aircraft to secret biological...
And so I won't watch the whole video because that was a bit awkward. I was switching between windows and I think I turned off my desktop audio and my mic was picking up my computer. There was there might be a bit of an echo. I'm going to have to edit in editing post. I hope YouTube is happy with this video. I have spoken, I have presented myself honestly and given some quality information, I think. Another funny thing about the mystery stories niche and probably a few similar niches where it's supposed to be based in reality is that you are advised by AutoShorts to always check for accuracy. I elicited a response inadvertently because, you know, engagement betas will elicit responses by deliberately saying things wrong or whatever. And I didn't deliberately do this, but I did have a short video posted that was about the Somerton man in Australia. And basically the angle was, oh, the mystery remains unknown. And I got a few comments from people saying, well, no, actually they did figure out a few years ago who that was. So I just went into AutoShorts and I made another script. Follow-up video was just, oh, I lied about the Somerton man. Sorry. It was easily fixable, but it's engagement. So it's engaging. And as long as you're honest about it, it's a bit of fun. But this was an experimental part of my my AutoShorts work. And another thing that AutoShorts does really well, AutoShorts has a prompt writing tool. And so what it does is you can get a random prompt. Basically what it does is that you can get a prompt to make a series out of, and so it'll continuously make videos in a series based on this prompt. So this was the custom prompt that I referred to before. What it also does is that it optimizes the prompt. So what you do is you write your own one back in there, go back and you write your own. So and always start the video with 5 ways, because I find people respond better when the first line is literally just 5 ways to do this, 5 ways to do that, or 5 to, yeah. So then you generate the prompt based on what you put in there. And then it's written a prompt, provide a focused list of 5 practical or actionable tips or methods that individuals can apply today to cultivate a wealth foresight and improve their finance. You can't do this on ShortsPro as well. You can't do custom prompts. And that's why AutoShorts wins, because out of the 3 that I've used, you've got the autopilot, you've got multiple accounts, you can do it in multiple series that you can do across multiple accounts, and you've got this custom prompt tool, which is really powerful. So I would recommend it. I've gone on about this enough. If you are interested in joining AutoShorts, there is a link in the description. You can join. It's an affiliate link just to support what I'm doing here, and I hope that this video helped you. If you want to try InVideo or ShortsPro, those links are also available if you want to try them out. All of these platforms do give you the option to try it out for free initially. You don't have to pay. If you were going to pay, I would personally recommend AutoShorts by a mile or 2. Also, what else? There's a link in my description to other projects that I'm doing online. I usually post about my chickens on this channel if I'm posting short videos or just stuff from the archive because I live to entertain. Beacons.ai/David Gabreel to see the Fashion Chooks store and my other projects, blogs, my writing, all the rest of it if you want to hear more from me. But yeah, anyway, I hope this helps. Have fun making AI shorts and eliciting responses when you get stuff wrong. Okay, bye.